Is a WUSA 9 exclusive. We are getting a first-hand look at part of D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser's battle against crime. The Nightlife Task Force is focused on keeping people safe in popular parts of town. Our Katie Lusso got to tag along with police the other night, and Katie, you actually saw a perfect example of the kind of violence that this task force is trying to prevent.
Yeah, we did. Friday night, we went out and got to see what it is they do. Now, we wrapped up with D.C. police around 12:30 in the morning. About 30 minutes later, a man was shot and killed on U Street, less than 5 blocks from where we had been and directly across the street from where one of the officers in this task force was stationed. A man shot and killed inside a restaurant along U Street near the corner of 14th Street. The lights from the police cruiser that a Nightlife Task Force officer was inside of still flashing across the street. We had just wrapped up with the task force after first meeting up with 3rd District Commander James Butler around 5:30 Friday night.
DC has, especially the 3rd District, I'm very proud that we hold some of probably the best nightlife culture in our city, right? It is rich in history. There are a lot of really nice restaurants and establishments. However, when you start getting late into the night, early in the morning, that's typically when we have the problem.
In June of 2022, the Nightlife Task Force was created.
It had one simple goal: enhance public safety.
Together, MPD works with several other DC agencies, from the Department of Buildings to DDOT.
Every one of our DC government agencies, even though their role may not be covered under public safety, their jobs in some form or fashion contribute to public safety.
Commander Butler says the task force focuses on 3 popular nightlife areas: the H Street corridor, Connecticut Avenue, and the U Street corridor, where he took us Friday night less than 3 hours before the unit hit the street.
From 14th Street all the way down to 9th Street, you'll see the officers positioned, from block to block. And we usually have about 2 officers or so per block to kind of focus on that as their area.
Nightlife 7, take the CRV.
Around 9 p.m., the officers in the task force met for roll call.
1300U.
Were given their various assignments and sent out the door. Driving along U Street, we saw a continuum of flashing blue and red lights, a visible presence along a busy corridor.
People that are looking to do bad are looking for an opportunity to commit a crime. And if they are paying attention to us, they know we're paying attention to them. And that's probably the biggest deterrent we can offer.
The commander says the task force is seeing success. Data from MPD shows crime is down both along the H and U Street corridors.
What would your message be to people who frankly don't feel safe going out?
Yeah, I mean, I understand that. As I traverse this district and, I talk to my colleagues around the city and the other districts, the message that we're hearing from community is very, very clear. Regardless of crime stats, whether they're going up or they're going down, people are feeling unsafe and uneasy in the streets, especially at nighttime. What I would say is that we have a very robust deployment. It's very hard to be anywhere along the U Street corridor and not see a police officer engaged with the community.
So our conversation with the commander was about 6 hours prior to that deadly shooting. We know tonight there were officers from the task force parked directly across the street from that shooting on U Street, and they heard the shots and immediately responded. But clearly, they were not a deterrent in this shooting. Tonight, I have asked to meet with MPD again to talk about that and to see what changes may be implemented and if they are working to. They say they are working to get that set up for us this week. Leslie?
We'll be watching, Katie. Thank you so much.